Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Monday, September 30th, 2019. Apologize for the audio issues, folks, so we're going to go ahead and give this report another try. Our solar wind speeds coming in at 455.4 kilometers per second with a very thin density of 0.1. There are no sunspots to report. The sunspot region that I was watching as it was coming over through the eastern limb has since decayed as it continues to turn towards Earth, in fact, rapidly. So there are no sunspots to see at this moment. Right now, that makes 27 days in a row and 198 days without sunspots in 2019. I think it's confident to say that we will see 200 days without sunspots by October 2nd at the rate that we are looking at right now, unless something just all of a sudden appears. The record for spotless days in a row is 52, and that was back in 08-09 solar minimum. So does this record fall this year or next year? It remains to be seen, as solar minimum, according to some technical scientists, is not actually underway, but indeed it is when you have the amount of spotless days that we've had in 2019 so far. In fact, we have a good chance of breaking 250 days without sunspots. Remember, last year we had 221 days without sunspots. Our TCI is at 4.42, KP indices sitting at a 4. That is a little bit on the rise since our show last night, and the 24-hour max is at a 4 as well. Taking a look at the SDO in motion and that small coronal hole down there in the southern part of our star, just below the equatorial region, that is now turning Earth-facing, and we expect to have solar wind from that. Very minor effect, though, because it's going to be really far south to our magnetic field. We're thinking possibly 450 to 550 kilometers per second range kind of increase. But, however, they are expecting conditions by the 3rd or the 4th of October. And other than that, guys, the sun is sleeping. All right, let's take a look at our national forecast so far. And thankfully, that snowstorm has moved out of Montana. But unfortunately, Canada is now facing this. Saskatchewan, Edmonton is starting to get some snow showers. So, again, this storm continues to move north. But right now we're looking at rain and lots of it in Minneapolis, Wisconsin. Also looking at North Dakota is taking it right on the chin. Northern Minnesota, though, is getting the worst right now as we speak. Lots of heavy rain since early this morning. And if you look across the country, Northeast Ohio, Cleveland's now being affected. Erie, PA should see some action from this later today. Pittsburgh also feeling the brunt of some showers. Everywhere else is kind of quiet right now. The Northwest, thankfully, has settled down a little bit. They also had winter weather to deal with in Washington and Oregon. Nevada, some snow in the upper elevations, and really just kind of quiet. Some light snow showers in the upper elevations in Wyoming and southeast Montana. Watching a tropical depression right now as well near Mexico, and I'll move this up just a little bit. So the thinking is this could affect the southwest part of the United States here by midweek, late week. So we will keep our eyes on that, as Arizona has definitely seen its fair share of flooding here in the past couple of weeks. This is what is expected today in parts of the country. We're looking at some chances of heavy rain and flash flooding in New Mexico, Nebraska, parts of Iowa as well. Generalized rain and thunderstorms in the area shaded green, and some mixed precipitation. It's going to be light too. The shade in blue, that's going to be light precipitation. There's nothing to be worried about today. Snow on the Canadian-Montana border still, but very light as well. And we'll give you guys a better understanding of the snow totals tonight in our 9 o'clock show as well. Taking a look in the tropics real quick, Lorenzo still remains an issue at this point. Let's take a look at his official stats. 105 mile per hour winds, central pressure of 957, still a Cat 2 storm, moving northeast at 13 miles per hour. And like we mentioned last night, we are also going to watch if Ireland and the UK get a direct impact from this. Now, the GFS seems to think that some moisture will be thrown in that direction, and looking at their outlook forecast, it does not look like they're going to get a break from the rain for the next at least 7 to 10 days. So there is the current track. Still a hurricane by Thursday, but just a tropical storm by Friday. And you see it's still quite a ways away from the Ireland and UK islands, but it's just have to keep an eye on it for now. It's still too far to tell. Take a look at our watch boxes, guys. Just some flash flood warnings or watches across Nebraska and Iowa from the heavy rain that they're expecting today. Those pink boxes in Colorado, those are red flag warnings. So really the snow and the snow advisories are gone. The dark purple in Oregon and Washington are for, I believe, a freeze warning and then a frost warning on the northwest coast. So we are watching a couple areas of heavy rain, though, across the central plains. But other than that, it's going to be fairly quiet compared to what we've seen in Montana. And there's a look at our forecasted highs for most of the region today. Still pretty hot down in the south. Actually, we're talking about record-breaking hot down here in the south and southeast. Meanwhile, you're getting a little bit of Indian summer if you live in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and across the central plains. But living in North Dakota and South Dakota is like the stories of two climates here. 80 degrees in one corner and 48 degrees in the northeastern or northwestern corner. So a very, very sharp line of colder air is trying to move in here. And again, we'll go over this in our evening show at 9 p.m. tonight and go over the full forecast and get you up to speed on the snow totals that we saw here in Montana over the weekend. Big storm and still pretty cold air sitting in place right now. Those are highs right now expected in parts of Montana. We're seeing 27 degrees almost in Idaho. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us this morning. We will be back tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, we will talk soon. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.